Welcome to project 15C, and in this project we're going to take this object and we're going to make a flat pattern out of it. Now this is a cylinder, kind of like a pipe, but it's got three sections. If you'll remember back to project 15B we did prior to this one, we just had one section that was the cylinder, and showed you how to go in and how to make the flat pattern out of that. This is just a continuation, and it's not very difficult at all. And you start out doing the same thing you did with project 15B. So what I do is I grab this one right here by itself, and I want to make a copy of it. Now on this part, this section and this section is identical. This one's different, so it makes it easy for us. Now what I do is I just come over here and use this one to start making a pattern out of. And of course I want to bring this one up there, and then I want to make an arc. That right there will be my top view. I need that to be able to make my pattern, if you remember from last class. Again, you got to find out to make the stretch of this. This thing is going to be, we got to get the circumference of this, so you take pi times the diameter. And of course, if you're using a CAD program, most of the time in your properties, it'll always have your circumference. This is 12.5664. 12.5664. So type it in, 12.5664, enter. And again, escape out of that. Hit your offset again, and it's automatically there, but we need a line to make offset off of. So I want to just kind of scroll over here, put me a line up to there, do me an offset. Just enter that in because we already got the number there. Shoot it across. Alright, now we've got our stretch out pattern. Alright, so this is that stretch out pattern. Now, again, if you remember, we always take, and we got to number this thing around the circumference of this. And I'll label this one 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way around, just like we did it in the previous class. Let's just go ahead and do that. We'll call this one 1. Then I want to take, and I want to array, use a polar array. Center of it we'll do 8 times. Seems to be works out okay. 8 times. And then you just have to go in here at this point, and I want to explode this so I can work on stuff individually. Change this into number 2. Change this one to number 3. Change this one to number 4. You guys are getting the point. Now, whatever you split it up here, you got to split this up as well. And again, I've already got my points set up on this one. I'm just going to divide using my points. Well, let's just check and make sure. Let's use this one right here. Okay. Draw. I just use my divide. Click on this line. We'll do it 8 times. And again, use your text. At this point right here, it's going to be 1. We'll just use this so it's not too hard to keep up with it right now because we don't have a lot of points. But if you had a lot of them, if you don't have something numbered off to follow as a grid, you'll kind of get confused. We don't want that. So just for good practice, let's go ahead and number our stuff. Okay. Now, what I always do is come over here and I'll grab those nodes. This node's already on there. This is number 2. I'll bring it up. I'll bring number 3 up. I'll bring number 4 up. Bring number 5 up. Now I just connect the dots. You come over here to your top view, grab number 1 where it comes down here and hits this and come straight across, in which that's the intersection. This is 1, this is 1. So now at that point we put us in we put us in a point right there. Number 2, it's easier to put points in as you go. Slide that one across. This is number 2 line. This is number 2 where they cross is a point. Number 3 looks like it's going to be right in the center. Four, where it crosses at number 4, there's going to be another point. And of course number 5, which as you can see when it comes down here it hits that outside edge, which would be all the way to the top. It'll be where number 5 crosses. We'll put a point there. Now looking at this, basically again this is your points as it comes up and over. Do yourself a polyline. Just grab those nodes. Alright. And again, it's going to be exactly the same side because this is the top. This is the major point of that in this right here, and it's going to go back downhill. So the only thing we have to do really is just do a polyline edit and hit F for fit, enter, and then I would just grab this line and mirror it over. That's all we would have to do. And these two now are separate entities, so we can change that by going back to polyline edit, grabbing one of them, hit J for join, enter that in, and we'll grab both of these. That way I'll make both of them as one. And then we'll also just make sure that we come in here and hit our fit, smooth that thing up, and there we have it. And I'm just going to go ahead and let's get rid of some of these extra lines that we don't need to clean this thing up a fuzz. Okay. So this right here is the flat pattern of this cylinder down at the bottom. It's going to be the same thing on the top. Now after you get this section, the flat pattern, all you have to do is come up here and grab the longest distance, which I have this one turned to where this is the longest length, this is the longest length, and this is it's kind of like the backbone of it. And what you're going to do is you take that longest length and we'll take me a line. I'm going to go straight off of this one and go up exactly the same length of this, 6.6569. Okay. Now I'm just going to leave that line on there and see it's by itself right off this point exactly the same length as this. And all you have to do, since this section and this section are the same, this one in the middle, all thing you have to do to make this pattern work is do an offset. Or mirror, I'm sorry. I'm going to mirror this whole section right there, right in the center of this line. From there, just have your ortho turned on. Click there. And now, all you have to do is just connect the dots. And then I just break those up, have straight, solid lines. Now when you print this thing off, this will be the section 1, this will be down here, this right here is your section 2, and this in the middle will automatically have the exact shape. So what you do is you just take and cut this line up, don't cut it in two, cut to the close to the center, just leave a little gap. Do the same thing up here, then you can fold these things from the flat pattern and it will make this shape right here.